Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Pro wrestling news, gossip, baby. Already a long day. Had a dentist appointment this morning. Went to the gym. Went to Myers grocery shopping. That's the store over here. But finally here. How are you guys? Let's talk pro wrestling gossip. Let me edit this description shit because you know it won't let me do it until after I get on live. So while I do that, let's talk about first and foremost. I want to talk about Triple Mania since this is tonight. Triple Mania. What I do think is going to happen is Dominic Mysterio is going to win that title. As we know, every time WWE gets a hold of something, they want their wrestlers to become the champion. So let's see. Let's start editing this. I already got my music. An example of what I mean that WWE already, as soon as they are in partnerships or as soon as they purchase a company, they want their stars to become the champion. We already saw the Triple Mania, Triple A. As soon as they were bought, who became the new tag team champions? Yeah, the people from WWE are now the champions of Triple A. So again, we won't be surprised if Dominic Mysterio wins. That's what WWE likes to do. They like to give WWE only the people. I'm not talking to you. I'm not doing that. Like, calm down. Anyways, like I was saying, we all know that WWE likes to give their own employees the titles of different companies. So this won't be surprising that Dominic Mysterio will win. Again, the Triple A champions are already those two. I forget their name. Angel, Herbaldos, and who was the other guy? Them, the people that really couldn't win the WWE Tag Team Championships of recently. Now they are now the Triple A champions. Um, Dominic being a double champion, not surprising. Again, not surprising. This is WWE. We see what's going on with TNA. I didn't really watch that. I already knew what was going to happen. I already knew that Trick Williams was not going to lose his title. So really wasn't nothing to watch. Again, this was obvious. Stop it. That he was going to win. Trick Williams, again, this is WWE. They like their employees to become champions. So don't be surprised when we see that with Dominic Mysterio tonight. Let's talk about Ace Austin because we are talking about things that are happening tonight, right? We have Ace Austin making his AEW debut. Yes, he is making his AEW debut. What do we think about this? I guess they didn't want to save it for Collision. Maybe they wanted some. I guess they wanted some views. I don't know for Collision. I don't know. Again, they spoiled it before he even came. I guess because it's pre-taped, people already filmed it and was talking about it. So again, so that's what we have. Ace Austin making his debut. Happy for him. Is he going to be wasted? I know a lot of people are saying Josh Alexander. They could have done a little bit more. I will agree with this. Again, a lot of you guys think I only like AEW. I love all wrestling, especially WWE, because I grew up with them. I just want all companies to shine. But I will say this. They're not really doing anything with Josh Alexander other than him being in tag matches and trio matches. Okay, hello, Sabrul. How are you? Azo, hello. How are you, honey? Yes, Jesus saves you too, boo. What a beautiful lady. I'm a man, but thank you. Watching live in Japan. Thank you, Ankan. Okay, Chris Rock. No wonder you got slapped. I wish I had the Chris Rock salary, but yeah, I would love to get slapped too, boo. Alfie, wait, what? We're talking about wrestling, so man. So let's keep talking about it. Also, what we want to talk about with Ace Austin, what do we think he's going to do? I mean, he was part of the X division most of his TNA run. I guess he was a tag team star with Chris Bay. I'm sorry, I had to think a minute of his name. May he recover one day. Hopefully, one day he wrestles. But I'm just saying, Ace Austin was X Division tag team Is he ever going to be world heavyweight champion? I feel like he's going to become maybe the champion that Okada is the champion of. What is that mid card title that he holds right now? Yes, give glory to him. Amen, boo. So let's keep talking wrestling news because you guys can just talk about Jesus all you want. Again, they talk about it and then they just leave the chat. So again, I'm not entertaining that. My bad. So okay, so somebody's leaving USA. Okay. Oh, you so funny, MB. How are you? Do you watch wrestling, by the way? Again, does anyone watch wrestling in the chat? I do know there's some people that's talking about Jesus and praise him. Hallelujah. But that's not what we're talking about tonight. AEW is so much better than WWE. Okay, so we have someone that watches AEW and they are stating that they think it's a little bit better than WWE. Will agree. WWE, some of their storylines aren't making sense. Again, how did we have Sami Zayn just appear on SmackDown and just say, you know what? I'm part of the brand now. Okay, what happened to the brand split? No segment, no nothing that, okay, we're doing a trade. We just, oh, don't want to be on Raw no more. I'm on SmackDown. Hey. Yes, I am, Bill, and you watching, so thank you for the view. So, anyways, MB, yes, you do watch. Okay, what's your favorite? Yes, I am, and you're watching me talk. If you don't want to see me talk, you can leave. All right, bye. So, Chris, old school WCW. Okay, we got someone that watched WCW. What do you think of the current era? I would love to hear your opinions. I see someone saying something about UFC. Don't like that word because UFC, the app, paying $30. I don't feel like paying that. Peacock went up $2. Netflix went up $3. Hulu went up $3. Disney Plus, everything going up. Sling TV done went up. Now this ESPN UFC deal. Heard we're gonna have to pay $30 if we don't have it. Part of our cable. So that word triggers me right now. Okay, so you love Penta. Okay, I think you were the one that says you love AEW. Do you mind saying why you don't watch WWE? I mean, I'm not bashing you in any way. I do know there's a lot of WWE fanboys that don't watch AEW, and they don't really give a reason why. They just say we don't like it, probably because it's not WWE. So I'm just wondering. It seems like at one point he was a WWE fan, so that's why I just want to know. Okay, I don't know what Fado was talking about. Just a lot of junk. LeBron James, are you talking about that? All SD. Don't watch basketball that much. I know who he is, so I know who he is. Yeah, it depends. Yeah, sometimes I do once a week. MB, happy Saturday, isn't it Saturday? Get Do Food Sports. Okay, what is that? What is Do Food Sports? I will check that out. I will check that out. I do thank you for that. Do Food Sports. Okay, so I thank you for the honest opinion. It just got a little repetitive. I still want to know what's going on with Brock Lesnar. Again, why did he come back and we haven't seen him? Um, Weird. I will say with this John Cena final tour, I will say it's a flop. I can be honest. Someone that grew up in the ruthless aggression era, someone born in the 96 era, again, born 96, the early 2000s, that was when I was a child, and John Cena, Edge, those was the hottest stars. This Pharrell tour, coming once a month. Okay, he comes twice a month. Okay, oh my God, if you guys want to see me be a baby face, it's all up to you. He becomes baby face, and now we don't barely see him. So this is a disappointment with the John Cena. I thought he was going to take the full year off of acting to dedicate to this, but I guess he's not. And why are you asking too cool is the question. Why do you care what's on my lip? Okay. Okay, I'm sending you application to my new. Okay, so she's there. Throat go. Okay. If you like AEW, I have a lot of ringside videos of all the shows. My link tree is on my YouTube, by the way. So if you want to send me something on Instagram or Snapchat, you can. Or X is also on my link tree. So yes, if want to upfront with Keith, feel free to please send me something in one of my social medias. I will be sure to respond. By the way, please like and follow. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week if you haven't. But let's keep talking wrestling news. I'm just trying to catch up. Okay, now we're talking about a shark, and then we're kind of, where are you from? Yay. Okay, yes. Michigan. What about you? I'm assuming from India because that's your name, right? So let's keep talking about it. I guess Katie Lee Roadshow. I know I'm butchering her name. Katie Lee. Remember her from WWE at one point, the little vampire girl, Winter from TNA, who was obsessed with Angelina Love. They were trying to do that storyline with Mickey James and Trish. Yes, her. Yes, she had a recent interview with Ring by the Bell, which I love watching his YouTube DS. She is open to returning after 15 years. Are you guys really excited to see Katie Lee return one day or not? Again, this is from Ring by the Bell from my friend DS. Is that something you want to see? She recently was interviewed. Again, with John Cena and his farewell tour, this could be a little bit better. This could have been a little bit better. He's barely on TV, and this is going to be his last year. So, is this something that we want to remember from 10 years ago or from 10 years later, this last year? Is this something we will remember? Probably not, especially that Travis Scott situation. Child, yeah, I don't know why the haters, they always come in here and just talk shit. I just let them. Hey Frank, how you doing? How you doing, Frank? Nice to see you. You got any gossip? We was talking briefly about Ace Austin making his Collision debut tonight. We were talking about how Dominic Mysterio, yes, he will win that belt at a Triple A. WWE likes to do that. They like to buy companies or they like to help companies, and then their person is the champion. So we won't be surprised that Dominic Mysterio wins. They already gave the AAA titles to WWE wrestlers. We already see that they hold the WWE titles, the tag teams. Katie Lee is somebody from a long time ago. Again, like she said, 15 years ago. Katie Lee is someone kind of like a vampire chick. That was her gimmick. I think she was with Kevin Thorne, was his name. Yeah, she was more part of the ECW brand. Josie. Yes, I am. I am good. SCW. Oh, okay. WWE needs to stop letting so many celebrities wrestle. I will agree wholeheartedly. Or they need to stop getting them so involved in the storylines. We see that Travis Scott allegedly, we like to gossip here, right? Markel's World. But allegedly, the streets are saying that WWE and him aren't on good standings, and he kind of pulled back with the whole storyline. He was supposed to be a little bit more involved, but he kind of pulled back. Things did not work out. Was it because he botched the hell and injured Cody Rhodes? That could have been. That could have been maybe a little bad blood. Who knows? Who knows? But there was supposed to be more with Travis Scott, and we see what happened with that. So he will always be involved with the John Cena heel turn, but he has no involvement after. Okay. Okay. You remember Goldust? Yes, I do. I do. How are you? By the way, please like and follow. Frank, always nice to hear from you. How are you? Oh, hey, Jaquel, how are you? Nice seeing you. They're giving the promotions and towels more exposure. They basically doing it with the TNA before they buy it. Thank you for saying that, Raw and Reckless. It's so clear what's going to happen that WWE is going to get bought. No, I'm sorry. That TNA is going to get bought. I'm already calling TNA WWE. You see that? But TNA will be bought eventually. We see it. Speaking of TNA, yes, there are gossip and rumors that allegedly that they want to go on Wednesdays when they have this new TV deal. So instead of trying to get their own fans on Thursday nights, they want to instead go on Wednesday nights on this new network and compete. Well, that's a good thing for WWE. If they don't want to buy TNA, they will have TNA and AEW fight be on the same day. And other days, it will be WWE on TV. So good for you, TNA. You guys are doing great. They are brown nosers. Thank you, Amir, for watching. Travis Scott stunk it up at WWE. Hello, Danielle. Daniel, you didn't like Travis Scott and what he was doing. Yeah, again, allegedly there were supposed to be more plans, but things fell off. Travis Scott really doesn't need WWE as we see, but again, he's part of that storyline, which led to nowhere. We did see The Rock. What happened to him? There are rumbles that him and Triple H kind of don't like each other in real life. Kind of a fight for power. This is my power. This is my power. No, this is what I want. No, this is what you want. No. So we all know they go back from when they were active wrestlers. So there is a lot of history between the two. Josie NWO. Okay, so you're a big fan of that. Okay, wasn't at me talking. No, this is not AI. Travis Scott sucks. Okay, so Frank does not like Travis Scott at all. You remind? Okay, this is just another hater, John. Like you ask a question and then you say something. Like you just asked me if it was act, and then later you said my own medicine. So were you asking a question or were you just trying to throw shade? Again, you can get out the live. Can you with a gummy mouth best friend. I don't know what that is, but again, I'm going to keep scrolling. WWE needs to be more edgy. I did say this: if they will get involved with ESPN, with the pay-per-views, yes, they should maybe do PG-13 if that is the case. Because again, you want people to pay $30. You want people to pay $30 for this shit, but then you want us to pay for kid shit. I'm grown, so I'm not paying $30 for some kiddie shit. Oh, okay, that'd be cute. TNA versus AEW. Oh, I thought you meant like a pay per view, but I know what you mean. TNA versus AEW in ratings. I mean, I guess AEW would win. I'm going to be honest. I would stick to watching AEW because, again, that's what I watch on Wednesdays. I'm not going to watch TNA on Wednesday because they want to be petty or because they want to help WWE. I mean, I'm not going to help brown nosers. So if that's something WWE wants and TNA is just jumping ship, then they can jump ship and be ass lickers. Hi there, good job. Oh, okay. This is my natural B. I do thank you. This is my natural B, Audrey, but thank you so much for that. Hopefully she ain't a hater, but thank you. Eddie Guerrero was peak WWE. And when you say that, the only thing I think of right away is him with the frog splash, defeating Brock Lesnar for that title and running to the crowd. That is something I really think of. Also, as a kid, I also think about Rey Mysterio winning the Royal Rumble on behalf of Eddie. That was a little cute moment. I love you, Daddy. Pin me. Oh, hello, Reyes. How are you? How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. By the way, please like and follow anyone. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. I am not surprised Triple H and The Rock don't like each other. Yes, Triple H and The Rock, again, they have history when they both were active wrestlers. Both of them wanted to shine. And we do see as grown ass men, I mean, they were grown when they were competing, but now they're older. They are no longer active wrestlers. They still want to be part of the business. So now this is where we have the clash. We have The Rock, who's part of what Endeavor, WWE. He has some ownership. We have him trying to still be in the business, still be dominant, still be that man. Then we have Triple H, who worked his ass off, married into the family, and kind of wants to continue the legacy with the McMahon slash Helmsley. So we have that clash. The Rock, who worked his ass off, became a movie star, still wants to be part of the business. He has his say. Triple H has his say. Clash. They have backstage history, so we shall see. I heard The Rock is intentionally doing some things where he's trying to fuck with WWE, but I have a question. Who do you think would win if you were your dad? Okay, I don't know. I wouldn't be fighting my father, so that doesn't make sense. So, Frank, yes, $30. No way, I'm not paying. I was like, what you talking about? Oh yeah, that's allegedly what we're gonna have to pay. We don't have that bullshit with our cable providers, which I have Sling, so I don't even have a cable provider. Yes, you will have to pay 30 allegedly. I'm not paying that. Maybe I'll pay $13, but still I'm gonna be bitter. They better deliver. Hey, Ramesh, how are you? How are you? Hey, 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 please like and follow if you have not. China was the greatest female wrestler. That's a good opinion. I mean, if you say that, I'm not going to disagree and say there's better. I always loved Mercedes Monet as the best, but China is good. She inspired a lot of women. You can tell she inspired Rhea Ripley, who's very popular as of today. You can see that she inspired Beth Phoenix, who was the second woman to be part of the male Royal Rumble. So her inspiration forever continues. Sorry, I'm trying to read all these comments. I feel like Raw on Monday night, SmackDown on Tuesday, AEW on Wednesday, TNA on Thursday. That would be my schedule. Yeah, like currently, I do like it. Oh no, wait a minute. You saying SmackDown on Tuesday? So we moved SmackDown from Friday to Tuesday. Okay, and I mean that could work, and that would give people Fridays off where they don't have to watch wrestling. It's just one day they don't. I personally hate The Rock. Okay, so Josie doesn't even like The Rock, so they're probably siding with Triple H. Not the Team You China, but yeah, you can tell she has a lot of inspiration from China. I will say this about Triple H. They did have some photos of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon on vacation on a yacht. Okay, maybe it wasn't a yacht, it was a boat, but you know they can afford a yacht if it wasn't a yacht. They did talk a lot of junk about Triple H and his body. They talked about his breasts, they talked about his stomach, and I'm keeping it real, I'm not filtering it out, but they did talk about his breasts and he had a gut. I will say this man is what, 56? He's not going to look like Triple H from his 20s or his 30s or even his 40s. I mean, he doesn't even wrestle anymore. I mean, I think he has a pacemaker, right? Something in his heart because he had a heart attack allegedly a couple years ago. So, hate that they're bashing him, but that is going around. Stephanie McMahon, they're not really talking about her in a bad way, but still. Sorry, I tried to bite you. I thought you were my chocolate bar. I promise I won't do it again. Okay. How are you? By the way, Frogger, I guess you like frogs? Is that part of your YouTube gimmick? The frogs, the froggers, the frog emoji? Is that part of your gimmick? You started this week with the big shows, then the small shows. Oh, that was shade. Let me go back to what was the last one you put there? Okay. Well, by your views, yeah, that is the smallest out the four. Oh, you also have to remember we have Evolve. If people watch that, I know I don't, but we also have that as well. And Ring of Honor and Collision is so much. You start the is Vince still alive? Yes, he is still alive and intact. And by the way, let me go look for Vince. You did remind me of something. I think he said something about Hulk Hogan and not being invited. So let's look that up. So thank you for that reminder. So let's pull that up. Because I do think I saw a headline where he was mad. So, post wrestling, Vince McMahon speaks on Hulk Hogan's death, racist language, and not being invited for tribute on Raw. So, postwrestling.com, again, thank you, Jose, for this. And first interview since resigning from WWE in January 2024, Vince McMahon spoke about the late Terry Bolla, aka Hulk Hogan, on TMZ special. McMahon, who will turn 80 this. I hate this filler. I hate this filler. Can we just get to what he said? Like, I don't care that he's turning 80. Like, that's not what I clicked on this for. I hate all this fucking filler shit. So let's continue. Okay, we get it. We get it. Wowze, wowze, wowze. Like, let's get on to the. Okay, Jesus. It's like I have to read like the whole 8 paragraphs to see what he even said. When discussing Hogan being booed at the Dome this past January, McMahon said it was set up, it wasn't set up properly, and that's not the way I would have done it. And he deserves so much more. So I guess he's disappointed on the way that the crowd treated him in the last appearance. Referring to the way Hogan was sent out in front of the crowd, and that the result made McMahon angry. Okay, I guess he was angry. I guess Goldberg was appalled that this happened. Again, you're not telling us about him not being there on Raw. To this point, I just want to click on a different article because they're not even speaking about him not being invited on Raw. They have so much filler. Oh, you're right. They are on the app. You're right. They are on the app. You are right. And Evolve is on Tubi, so I do see what you mean, Frank. Why you didn't include them originally? Because again, they are on streaming apps instead of actual TV. So my apologies. And you're right. Maybe in the future, I do feel like streaming will be the new thing for wrestling. I feel like the new thing for wrestling will be streaming. I feel like with the Peacock deal, Netflix. I feel like with Netflix, we're going to have Raw. That's going to be the new permanent home. What they said for 10 years, and plus more. I feel like with HBO Max, I won't be surprised if eventually they will just be where AEW, Dynamite, and Collision will air. I do feel like, yes, it will be streaming only sooner than later. It might not be a bad thing for AEW, but I think it's going to be consistent that it's going to be streaming only, just like Raw is going to be on Netflix streaming. Maybe AEW may try to get Amazon Prime to pick them up too, so you have two options, but streaming is becoming the future. We are seeing that with Evolve, Tubi. We're seeing that with Ring of Honor. There's their app. I was going to say their stupid app because sometimes it is stupid because it takes them like a whole 2 days for them to upload a pay per view. Then we have again HBO Max, which may be eventually the only place we can watch AEW. Hogan deserve to be hated. I hate racists. So I will let everyone have their own opinion because I don't want to stir someone to believe one thing or another. So thank you for your honest opinion. We do have some people here that loved him, some people that don't. So either or, thank you for your opinion as long as you're not disrespectful. So thank you. Yes, okay. It's WWE or nothing for me. Okay. I respect the honesty. Do you watch other wrestling? Have you ever tried a different one? I'm not trying to be funny. Like, have you ever tried to watch TNA and it just wasn't for you? Have you ever tried to watch AEW and wasn't for you? Did you ever watch NWA and just said, okay, you know what? WWE is the thing I like and that's all I want to watch? Just curious. Or have you watched WWE all your life and that's all you're interested in at this point? Okay, let's talk about this and Raw. Still, all this filler. I still don't see anything. Like at this point, I'm going to go to the last page I was on. I'm going to do a Control F Raw just to see if I can find it that way because they have too much on this page. Raw. Okay, Levin said it struck him watching the 10 bell salute to Hogan on the July 28th episode of Raw. Regarding McMahon not being present for the tribute, McMahon replied, it struck me that way as well, leaving one with the impression that he wanted to be part of it but was not invited. And that's all we got out of all that. I did all that searching for that vague statement. Again, we're not surprised if McMahon would want to be part of it. I don't know if they would show him on WWE television, especially with all that's going on with that lawsuit. Again, would WWE want him to be involved? I don't know. That's a good question to have. Again, I got to keep saying this. If you have not, please like and follow or subscribe. It does help. Don't say that enough. WWE versus WCW was. Oh, okay. I think you meant WCW was peak wrestling. Okay, I'm NWO for life. So you remember those days. Those were the days, the competing when wrestling was hot. I remember back in the day, wrestling was hot in the early 2000s. I used to see a lot of people wearing wrestling shirts. You go to the grocery store, someone's wearing it. You go into the mall, someone's wearing it. You're going to the mall, someone's making their own custom made wrestling shirt where they bring in their photos to the store and they're getting it made. It's no longer household. I feel like at one point wrestling was part of the culture. Maybe they were even part of it during the Attitude Era, but now not really. The WCW were looked like 70 boxing men, like home campers were better. Okay, so I wish I was around back then. I did hear good things about that era. Hopefully one day WWE, AEW, TNA, it becomes part of the culture. Again, we always want to compare TNA to AEW, AEW to WWE, WWE to TNA. Can we one day just compare wrestling to a different sport, to basketball, NFL? Can we ever get a fan base going instead of the fan base competing with the limited options? Again, we have a lot of NBA teams. We don't always see them that vocal, but still, wrestling as a whole, hopefully one day it becomes part of the culture again, where we see a lot of people with t-shirts, not only at wrestling events. I feel like the way they did this, the way they bought it, I feel like it's an afterthought, Frank. Ring of Honor, if I'm being honest, Ring of Honor feels like an afterthought, especially when you do film it before AEW. So it's a little weird. You film it before AEW, but you want it to be its own product, yet you don't even have its own show. What I mean by its own show, let's have a Ring of Honor is here in Detroit presents Ring of Honor from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is our event. Don't have me go to AEW and then say, you guys are in for a treat. It is Ring of Honor. We're going to tape it before AEW comes on in an hour. Okay. When they treat Ring of Honor like its own brand, they give them their own building, they give them their own setup, then it will feel important. But right now, it's just part of AEW's. They don't even use it as a NXT or developmental. I mean, we always have Zoe Starks who's on Ring of Honor. She's still on AEW. We have Athena who's on Ring of Honor. She's part of AEW. We have the Ring of Honor champion always coming to AEW. So it doesn't even seem like it's two different brands since they keep showing up on both shows. I'm not saying WWE is better. I'm saying the show itself is a better production. Oh yeah, I wasn't disagreeing with you. If that's, I didn't think you said that. I was just a little curious why you watch WWE out of everything else. I was just saying in general. I was hoping that people stop always comparing and just want wrestling to win against other sports. But no, I get it. The presentation, more budgets. Clearly, I will say out of the WWE, AEW, TNA stuff, the events I went to, I will say WWE felt more Hollywood, I would say, more glamorous, more money, more of the setup, the trons, the pictures of the wrestlers when they're fighting, they're on the screen, they have a nice graphic, the video packages, all of that is nice. I mean, AEW, their lives was nice. They did have some video packages here and there, but the presentation wasn't as big as WWE. TNA wasn't as big as either of them, the presentation, but it was still like TNA has its own vibe. But again, you can tell with the budget out of AEW and WWE, it's the lowest. But yeah, I agree. WWE has the biggest budget and the best presentation. I will give them that. The Ultimate Warrior got me into wrestling as a kid. Oh wow! So were you happy that they made an award after him? That's a huge honor, right? That they made an award after him, right? WWE is the NFL. WWF is the NFL. AEW is Canadian football. Oh, I get the analogy. Like basically, WWE is big time players, while AEW is kind of the Canadian version of it. Okay, so we have someone that's really a huge fan of the WCW to the point you're gonna make me want to discover where to find this. Like, do I go on Peacock? Like, do you have a suggestion of an episode at this point? Not trying to be funny. I'm just saying you talking about WCW, so can you give me a good match I can watch or a good episode that stood out? Maybe I'll watch it tonight on Peacock because the way you talking about it really makes me want to watch. The Ring of Honor I grew up with is a dead company. I will say that yes, it's a totally different company. It's not the likes where Seth Rollins went there. It's not the likes where Bryan Danielson was wrestling or Jay Lethal. It's not like that. Ring of Honor had its own titles. Kind of Ring of Honor was the place where you got your name out there before you got signed. It was either you went to TNA, they saw you in TNA, WWE, and they kind of wanted to sign you because you did okay in TNA and you were on TV, or it was like Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor was always known and respected, so usually when you made it to Ring of Honor, you're like, okay, I do have a chance making it to WWE. Because like I said, we had Roxanne Perez, she was part of that. Ring of Honor, she used that as a stepping stone. Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, so many people that came from there and made it to the big leagues. But that's no longer what Ring of Honor is. It's just a extension of AEW that you got to pay for. So there's our WWE, WWF is Mike Tyson, AEW is the tough kid being the liar. Like he's tough, but not Mike Tyson. There are other sports comparisons. Oh, okay, no, that's cool. But the comparisons and the analogies, I do like them. How okay, cool hairstyle. Oh, thank you. How are you? Do you like anything in wrestling? What's your favorite? Happy Saturday. WWE is number one, hand down. AEW team night fighting for the second. What would we call NWA and MLW? Like, what would you think would be like the third or fourth, or who would be fighting for? Okay, maybe the fourth, because first we're fighting for second and third. But who would be like the fourth one? Would it be like an MLW? Would it be an NWA? Which one would be the fourth one? I don't know. Some people in MLW are shining. Some people in NWA are shining. But again, I don't really hear anything about NWA. So I think maybe MLW. If thoughts could talk. Okay. AW should. Do you like Sting? Yeah, I like him. I respect him. I do like him. Um, and the Sting that I know is more from TNA when he was the manager with Madison Rain, which she did have that gimmick with him. That's the thing I know more. Again, that was the era I grew up in. I did see him wrestle here and there. I do think when he came to WWE, of course, I watched that. But the good old days where he was back in the day, no, I was not present for that. I did see some of that footage, what made him him. But my version still respected him. Okay, Mexican Lucha Libre was also very popular in the 90s. Oh, I didn't know that. So will that be what Triple A will become? Speaking of Triple A, let's gossip. Alberto Del Rio, is he done for? Is he fired? Let me look that up. I did know whatchamacallit, when WWE bought Triple A, kind of thought, oh, this might be the end of him. Or there might be some bad signs. Okay, so we haven't had any updates since 3 weeks, but the last update that we do have is from SC Scoops. Latest on Alberto Paltron's. Okay, he's no longer Belrito. He's Paltron's WWE status after AAA exit. Alberto Paltron's last match, Baze. Per Fightful, Alberto says with WWE has not changed even after his storyline exit from AAA. WWE has no plans to bring Alberto back, despite him allegedly telling members of the AAA locker room that WWE has reached out to him. Okay, well maybe that's why they're not reaching out to you anymore, because you done spilled the beans. If they really was gonna bring you back, you really gonna brag about it and say, "Oh, they gonna bring me back, y'all? Hey, look, hey guys, look at this! I got that message. I'm leaving this place, y'all. They gonna bring me back." That wasn't really a smart move. Maybe he was very excited if any of this is true, but let me continue. Um, According to El Paltrow, WWE is interested in a potential Royal Rumble return, though one higher up reportedly stated, "If we wanted Alberto at all, much less in the Royal Rumble, he'd be here. There is never any difference or change to his status." Well, damn, they basically put that down like, we don't want you, keep our name out of our mouths. You lucky you still on the payroll, basically. Um, would I want to see him back? I haven't watched his recent stuff, so I can't even say how he's been doing recently. I really have no opinion about it because I haven't been watching his recent stuff. So I really can't tell you of that since I've been watching. Look at Vinny, love the hating, love it, love the hating. So what's the deal with Alberto? Is he a creeper? See, we heard a lot of allegedly stuff about him, and I don't really like to say people are guilty until I have proof or until they are committed. But yes, allegedly he's done a lot of things to his exes. It's more of his exes than random people. It's more his exes that he becomes controlling, territorial, locks them allegedly in the rooms, abusive, allegedly, that was going on with Soraya, aka Paige. So a lot of abuse, mistreatment allegations have came his way. Again, allegations, I don't know. I think maybe he's been in prison. I'm unsure. I don't really follow him. But I do know he left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Okay, he was born on TV. Remember his theme song. That was legendary to me. And I also remember his announcer, the Hispanic guy who would announce him. And I do remember the guy with the wheelchair that would be with him. Oh. What I also remember is that submission lock, the arm, wasn't his submission something with the arm, but that's all I remember. Hello, fellas. Jay Marquelworld. Hello, how are you? I like, I cheat, I steal. Yes, Eddie Guerrero. Did you like Chavo Guerrero? I did try to follow his career after Eddie passed just to continue. Felt like, let's talk about that. What do you guys think about Chavo Guerrero's career? How that ended up, his nephew? I did like that he was part of that Netflix. Was he part of Glow, the TV show? I know he was part of something in Netflix. I do like that he is recognized as someone with respect in wrestling, but I feel like he could have had a bigger career. German Quavado, how are you? Moment, hi babe. Hello, how are you? How are you? Okay, so I don't know what he's talking about now. Now he's going off. Just 1 minute he was saying hello. Now he's upset. So I don't know what's going on with German. I went on a rant about Tony Khan in the chat. Okay, so what? Is that who he's talking to? Because I'm like I'm confused. But like I was saying, what about Tony Khan? Do you not like the way he's booking things? I will say this tag team shit, this trio shit is getting a little boring. I do like Jet Speed, I do like them, I especially like Mike. But again, are they going to win the titles? If not, what are we doing with them? I will say with the trio titles, I forget they exist half the time. I really do. The tag team triple trio, whatever you want to call it, it becomes too much every week. Um, the Mark what's his name? The Mark Briscoe, him being the main event. Really? Like 2 weeks in a row? Surprising. Seriously, surprising. He's the main event? Okay. But I feel like they could be a little bit better. Yes. AEW, just the booking is really tired. Like Ricochet, what is his whole ordeal going to be? Like, is he going to win gold? Okay, you have this dominant faction. I do like the guy with the dreads. I think he's handsome. The other guy, he's just there. Ricochet's handsome too. But what are they going to do with them three? Are they going to try to get those trio titles? Are they not going to try to get those titles? Are they going to help Ricochet get solo gold? What is the point of this? Are the other two men going to become tag team champions while Ricochet tries to get solo gold? Again, the booking goes anywhere, doesn't go anywhere, just like with the MJF stuff. There is a Mountain Goat song that tells Chef Guerrero's story. You should watch it later. Ace Austin. Okay, Ace Austin is a cooler. Okay, so you like Ace Austin? He is. I can't wait to watch his debut tonight at AEW Collision. How are we noticing that some people from TNA are actually going to AEW? We did see that TNA and WWE became partners, which I do want to say that Gail Kim did state allegedly that a lot of people in TNA are feeling unsafe. What I mean, the staff are feeling unsafe. They don't know what's going to happen with this WWE and TNA partnership. They don't know if their job is secure. They don't know if TNA is just now the creative is going through WWE and they're just trying to please WWE. A lot of people are very uncertain and saying that they are losing TNA's magic, what made TNA TNA. So a lot of people are leaving and going elsewhere. I mean, again, if TNA really wants this help from WWE, they're taking your people. They already took Jordan Grace. They're going to take Joe Hendry. They're going to take Mike Santana. Then you have people like Ace Austin, who used to love TNA, but now they're leaving TNA because they don't even know what's going on with TNA at this point. So now they're in AEW. Then we have someone like Josh Alexander, who was a staple of that product, but he doesn't know what direction it's going to. So he's moving on. So I don't know. I hope this partnership will come to some kind of understanding what it's leading to, because we thought this was just NXT and TNA, But now it's allegedly WWE is helping TNA get a TV deal. That's way more than NXT and TNA, isn't it? Them trying to help them get a partner, them trying to help them get a TV deal, and then having Joe Hendry on WrestleMania. So again, what is this partnership? Is this partnership for a merge to happen? Is this partnership to spite AEW and make TNA number two? Is this partnership so WWE doesn't have to worry about TNA and they want TNA AEW to fight it out on Wednesdays while they take their people and while people leave TNA to go to AEW as well? Who knows? But TNA may be burying themselves. A Austin Aries should come to Royal Rumble. Would get a huge pop if it's him. I really feel like nobody would pop. And I'm not trying to be funny because I know who he is. I know who he is, but I really feel like people may not really react. Okay, so Ace Austin will be pushed and wasted aside, like Josh. Are you saying he won't be pushed or he will? Because I have to reread that. Ace Austin will be pushed and wasted aside. Okay, so it sounds like you don't think they're going to push him. I think you meant. Well, that's what I was afraid of. If that's going to be what's going to happen, because yeah, I do agree that Josh Alexander, who was a competitor, who wasn't he heavyweight champion? He was someone that was very, I wouldn't say very important. He was one of the main stars of that show. So for him to be in tag team matches, trio matches, okay, like that's all we got for him. Tag match, trios match, tag match, trio match. I mean, okay, I'm bored. Tony Khan knows he's getting his ass kicked. I will say the ratings have went down, so yeah, I'm not here to bash AEW because I want all wrestling to win. But yes, at this point, he's not really doing anything much for AEW, especially when he keeps using the same people over and over and over again and just keeps changing the match types. I mean, yes, how many times do we have to watch someone won $30,000? Okay, and the next week they come with expensive clothes and they talk about what they're going to do with the rest of the money. Oh my gosh, so shocking. We haven't seen that before. Oh my god, another trios match. Oh my god, another tag team match. Oh my god, jet speed again. Where's Britt Baker? Where's Sammy Guevara? I don't care about that fake ass Kyle Fletcher who you're forcing me to want to like him, who's the TNT champion. Okay, yes, Kyle Fletcher. We see him on Dynamite. We see him on Collision. Whoopee. Makes me a huge fan of his. So forced. Kyle Fletcher and Don Callis are lovers. They could well be. Again, I don't like Kyle Fletcher because how forced he is, so I will entertain that gossip just for now because I'm a hater of his. So I'll agree. LOL, TNA is better than AEW. Um, I am a huge Sammy Guevara fan. I will say that, and it feels like they're trying to replace him with Kyle Fletcher. That's another thing because let's just imagine if we replace Kyle Fletcher with Sammy, would it be the same effect? Probably better, but yes, it'd probably be the same storyline. Kyle Fletcher is a girl in pink. Frank, okay, Kyle. Okay, so what are you like? Do you like Kyle Fletcher? Because I'm like rereading this. I'm like Kyle Fletcher is a girl in pink. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe you're insulting him. But then you say in the next sentence, Kyle Fletcher is pretty in pink. So it's like, oh, okay. Do you like what you see, or are you insulting him? I don't know which one you're doing. We could send the New Day to AEW. They won't be missed. Like Ricochet, they can fade to. I like Ricochet because I think he's handsome. I feel like his mic work is a little lackluster. He could do a little bit better. I don't know. Out of the two guys, one guy that looks like he's just going to scream and yell and talk. Don't know if he can talk. The bigger one or the one with the dreads, Khan. I mean, maybe he can talk a little bit. I do know a lot of people like him for his body and his looks. Other than that, people don't really pay him any mind, but they will look at his body. But out of all three of them, Ricochet is the only one that probably should be talking, I guess, because he's the biggest one name wise. Okay, I do like Nick Wayne. I do like Nick Wayne. I will say he's a little forced as well. Again, this goes back to this Ring of Honor shit that I was talking about. Why is he on AEW every week? Why do we have Ring of Honor if they're just going to be on AEW anyways? Again, this is like part 3 of AEW. No, part 2. I lied. We have part 1, which is Dynamite. We have part 2, which is Ring of Honor on Thursday. Then we have part 3, which is Saturday Collision. So this is part 2. Britt Baker is home getting a check. She is, and she's a nurse too. I did meet her not a nurse, dentist. I did meet her this year. She was very pretty. She was very nice. Who knows? Isn't AEW going to Pittsburgh? Maybe when they go there, they can bring her back. I do know she has a lot of heat backstage. They did say allegedly that she used to bully Thunder Rosa. Allegedly, she used to bully her from AEW Restricted. That reality show, it seemed like she more wanted her to give up the women's title since she was gone and injured. She was so tired of that interim shit. Like, oh, okay, Tony Storm's the interim champion just for her to be gone for 2 months. I don't know, but she does have a lot of backstage heat, allegedly. Allegedly, her and Tony Khan don't get along no more. Allegedly, her ego got so big. She was the first woman signed, and now people have moved on from her. Bigger acts. Now she would be mid card scene if she comes back. That's what some people say. I feel like she could still be main event worthy. About the New Day, I don't know what's going on with them. You can send the New Day there, and you can send the Street Profits there, and you can send DIY there. All the same shit. New Year, still the same bullshit with them. Hi, Perez. How are you? F my baby. Okay. How are you? Ally, Don Collis, and Kyle Fletcher are boyfriends and girlfriends. Again, I don't know if you like Kyle or don't, but again, okay. Britt Baker will be a future WWE star. I feel like she could be. What I will say this, Frank, I hope she doesn't go to NXT because allegedly she did say that they are no good compared to the AEW women's locker room. So if she did say something like that and she got sent there, she would have to prove herself because she already has a target at her back since she already talked about them. Again, I feel like Britt Baker seems like a real bitch meeting her once and just all this blog shit. We did hear allegedly, remember MJF and her argued, and I guess no, I'm sorry. Britt Baker was talking about MJF in the women's locker room, and I guess his girlfriend, Alicia Toots, I guess she ran back and told MJF, and allegedly Britt Baker's like, girl, I'm a grown-ass woman. Whatever I say in this locker room, that's between me and the ladies. You stay in your place, honey. That's allegedly what happened. That's allegedly what's happened. So I feel like she's like a real bitch, but a lot of people just don't agree with her personality. Again, I think she was talking about the match of MJF. It wasn't too good, and Alicia ran back and told him, and then MJF confronted Britt Baker, and that's when Britt Baker confronted Alicia Toots. Again, with this AEW storyline booking, why do we always have to have champion versus champion? You can't really build a real competitor. You always have to have a champion. Didn't we just have Mercedes Moné and Tony Storm fight against each other? Now we're having Tony Storm fight the Ring of Honor champion again. She just faced the TBS champion. Why does she need to face the Ring of Honor champion? Again, lazy ass booking. I forgot about Jamie. I'm gonna be real. I forgot about her. So I thank you, Chris, for reminding us of her. I honestly forgot. Got my answer. Okay. Yeah, I would agree. Like Frank said, if Ring of Honor was still its own company ran by somebody else, I feel like it would be thriving right now. Maybe if they had a partnership with WWE and TNA, kind of like an AEW and Ring of Honor partnership, that would have benefited both brands. Because Ring of Honor could have kept pushing their own stars. Ring of Honor could try to get their own TV deal or be on part of an app. Ring of Honor could be having events. It could be have a small venue from 7 to 9. Ring of Honor, or from 7 to 8:30. We're filming the next episode, or maybe they can film episodes in a live crowd at the same place every week. But still, but again, with AEW having ownership of it, it's not going to go anywhere. I used to like AEW, and then they had Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Okay, so you were a fan, and we will have some people like that that are fans of AEW or want to watch AEW because they don't want to watch WWE, and then we have WWE stars going to AEW. So I'm kind of like, oh my god, I'm trying to escape this, but again, it's all business, right? It's all the business. Wrestlers that get released, of course, they want to jump to the second biggest company because they don't want to sit at home. But yeah, I get where you're coming from. WWE is the king of sports entertainment. AEW is shit. Okay, I can agree. Okay. Okay, that's your opinion, so I won't say more, but thank you. She will be a future WWE star. Okay, I think I read that already. WWE Evolve star Jean Conner is the future WWE Women's Division. See, I don't watch Evolve, so I really don't know any of her work, but maybe I will check her out. Yeah, okay. I think you were agreeing. Thank you, Frank. Brian Cage. When the last time we seen him again? Let me look. Brian Cage. He had so much potential. Could have even been world heavyweight champion like Wardlock, right? He had so much potential. It was reported that Cage had torn his quadriceps. Oh, wow, he's injured? Oh, in April 2025, he had an injury that would have had him injured for at least a year. So he's gone for a year at least. Speaking of, where's someone at? Where's Camille? Where's she at? What happened to her? Remember Mercedes Monet, Camille? What happened to her again? Just asking. And please like and follow. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. I do have to say that. I'm sorry. I know, but I do have to say that. MJF is the Hurt Syndicate was a shitty ass storyline. We heard allegedly that MVP did not want him no longer involved in that storyline. Allegedly, well, I'm sorry, not MVP because they already disputed that and said it was someone else from the Hurt Syndicate. So I don't know if they are at this point. They feel like since we are the veterans, we get to say what goes on. We don't want MJF no longer part of this, so he needs to leave and be gone. I don't know if they are just like MVP allegedly not liking Mike's speedball and saying he doesn't want the Hurt Syndicate to lose the belt to Jet Speed. Kind of childish, if you ask me, because now instead of you uplifting, especially you, I'm gonna keep it real because that's all I do as a black man. Why would you want to punish another black man out of some petty shit? Because again, that could have been you if you were Kevin Knight's age, 28 years old, in a tag team. Now, because you don't like his tag team partner, you don't want him to win the title. Again, a little petty, especially as two black men. We need to do better. But I do get it sometimes when people aim at each other. It can be personal things, which can be true. That's why two black people try to get against each other. But it's still, this is not the situation. This is just him being petty because he doesn't like somebody, allegedly. Same storyline over and over again. Exactly. It's getting boring. Sometimes it's hard to watch. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm just watching because I make these videos. But sometimes like I've been watching over 20 years, so I have to watch. It's just like a regular thing, I guess. Just hoping it gets better again. I think the last time I got out my seat is when Alexa Bliss returned at the Royal Rumble this year. I think that was the last time I jumped out of my seat and was like, oh my God, something exciting. Like blown me away. Like, oh my God, she came. Speaking of, I guess she's a tag team women's champion. Let's see. Okay. I mean, that's your opinion. I mean, that could have worked with MGF, having him part of that group as a Caucasian wrestler. I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody. That's why I'm saying Caucasian. But that was so random. I'm like trying to think, like, what's OVW? Oh, again, they could be somebody in the picture fighting for the fourth place. MLW, OVW, or Ring of Honor, or NWA. I mean, we have so much wrestling. WWE is owned by Silver Lake. AEW is awful elite. So we have somebody that does not like AEW. My question is, why did Tony Khan buy Ring of Honor if it wasn't going to do anything with him? I think he just wanted to have ownership, and he just likes having a monopoly of businesses that he runs. Again, he's not really putting that much effort in Ring of Honor. Again, he's just making it part of AEW. So whenever they're on tour, I guess Ring of Honor is on tour, and they're just shooting their shows hour before AEW, which doesn't make any sense. Okay, now I gotta look up Gentella because I think it's like the third time you done mentioned this girl from Evolve. And I do like Gail Kim, so let me look her up. It would have her, but then when I click on her name, it doesn't even click on her. Am I spelling it wrong? Oh, it's Tala. Okay, let me look who this is, child. Okay, she's cute. Okay, she look. I kind of see what you mean. She's cute. Can she wrestle like her? But she gives me a mix of Gail Kim and what's that girl's name in TNA? The girl that just got released, and now she's part of TNA. Shit, what's her name? Not the black girl, not her, because I know she just got released and she got part of TNA. What's that other girl? Shit, she was in NXT with Dexter. Not Ivy. Damn it, what is that girl's name? Shit, what is her name again? But this girl looks like Gail Kim and a mix of that other girl with the gear. I know she just had a match with Tessa Blanchard. Oh, come on. Now I'm gonna think about it. Give me 20 seconds. What is her name? Tessa Blanchard versus. Damn, I didn't even play her as the game. I know she didn't go far in the main roster, but damn, I really don't know her name right now. Shit. Give me 1 sec. This is killing me. I need to remember it before I look somewhere. Oh, it's really a fucking blank. As soon as someone says it, I'm gonna be fucking pissed that I forgot it. What is that girl's name? Not Ivy. Something. Shoot. I can't. I know she just wrestled. Whatever. Let me just keep going. My question is, why did shit? What is her name? I just really want to remember. Tella? No, it's not. Damn it! I know as soon as I say it, it's gonna kill me. Only person that I live from WWE is Con Carver. Only that I like. Oh, is Corin Carver. Athena is Texas fed, Texas broad. I mean, is she from Texas? I don't really know much about Athena and her home life and her background, but she is a good wrestler. She's from Texas. That would be nice if she has her moment. Okay, now it's like showing me like old comments too. Like she is home getting paid. I think Frank said that already like 10 minutes ago, so I don't think she repeated herself. MJF is a joke. He should focus on wrestling, not comedy act. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan and Lona Anderson. I don't know who that is. Let me look that up. Not to be disrespectful. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, rest in peace to her. Hey Charlie, Hulk Hogan, hello, Markel's World, but Charlie, that's not it. But how are you? Hulk Hogan was my favorite wrestler as a kid in the 1980s. I'm 50 years old. Okay, do you have a special memory? Brock had me come out of my seat to say, oh, okay, that was that big moment for you. Was when Brock came. Yeah, I mean, to me, it was like kind of knew he eventually was gonna come because WWE is all about money, especially with the TKO stuff. Okay, he's not really in the lawsuit. We got to make our money. If he's proven guilty or he's proven there's more shit to do with him, then that's when we'll get rid of him. But right now, we about to make this money. And the way they charge him from those seats, that's crazy work. Child, the ESPN, and now they double dipping on the seats. New Japan Wrestling should dump AEW and start a new partnership with WWE. I mean, then WWE would own everything at this point. They would own TNA, they would own AAA, they would own ID, do Japan Wrestling to the point we wouldn't have any options. But I think you love WWE, so I can see why you want them to just be the only ones left. Velveteen Dream asked wannabe, okay. Well, you still came here, baby, and that's a compliment, boo. At least he was on TV, honey. So thank you, honey. Thank you, baby. Candice LeRae should reunite with. Damn it, that's her name. Why did it take me so long to remember that girl's name? I knew as soon as someone told me I was gonna remember that shit. I don't know why I always get her and Ivy mixed up. I knew it started with the I. I knew it. I knew as soon as I saw it that I was gonna remember it. Yes, Indy. That girl that you told me, what's her name again? Let me get her right. The Gentala girl looks like a mix between Indy Hartwell and Gail Kim to me. Hi. Candice LeRae gonna get released. I think the only reason she got a job is because her husband still works there, and they really want to push him as a tag team because that's one of the legit tag teams they have in WWE right now. But I think she only has a job because of him. I don't think they know how to book her. You saw they try to make her a star on her own. They released her partner, Indy, and nothing with the solo push went anywhere. Then they tried to make her Nia Jax lapsy or her lapdog, whatever you want to call it. That didn't go anywhere. Now they have her being a manager of Johnny. So you can tell they're trying to do something with her, but they really don't know what to do with this girl. I do feel like she did shine the most when she was with Indy and she was the heel. And then Indy and her became heels. I was hoping they would chase for the women's tag team championships, but that didn't happen. Okay, so what's this? I grew up watching the NWA Gym Practice Promotion Mid South Wrestling and World Class Championship. The Rock and Roll Express were my favorites. Anywhere Hell is hot. Yeah, she's pretty. She is. I think she has a girlfriend, by the way. I think she posted her girlfriend, so she is bisexual or lesbian. Don't know what she is, but I do know she has a girlfriend. They are cute. So here's something else. WrestlingNews.co. No, I don't. WWE Historical Library could be moved to YouTube. With WWE Premier Live events moving from Peacock to ESPN in 2026, the future of the company's historical library remains in major questions. So maybe we're going to have to upgrade to YouTube as well. Okay, so we're going to have to get a YouTube membership where we have to pay maybe $4.99 to watch the stuff without ads, because you do know if they're going to move it to YouTube and we want to watch some old stuff, it's going to be, oh, they did a suplex. One, two, go on geico.com and you will see Geico. Here you guys will see your discount code. Watch and click this link right now. That's going to happen every 4 minutes if they move it to YouTube. So I don't know if I'm excited for this. ESPN, I gotta pay $30 and now I gotta watch ads when I watch some old stuff. This is a lot, WWE. Uh, they're not doing anything with them. They're not doing anything with the Street Profits. So old. I kind of feel bad for Montez Ford because I'm like, oh, he should be a solo star. Why is he still with Angelo Dawkins? Is he afraid that he's going to get released if he leaves them? But then it's like, at this point, it's like, it's been so many years now that we've been saying this man should be a solo star, to the point it's like, it's so old, even hoping at this point. We've been hoping for the last 2 years something's going to happen with him. It's the same bullshit. Same entrance, just a little jazzed up a little, I guess. Ooh, they add a little two-step to the entrance. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's funny. I called her Dewdrop the other day. I did say that she was better as Dewdrop with Eva Marie more than she is as Piper Niven. Again, this whole Chelsea Green service is stupid. Again, this brand split. Why was it that Sammy could just go from Raw to SmackDown with no reason? Then we have Nia Jax who's on SmackDown. She goes to NXT to feud with Lash Legend again. What happened to brand split, and then it's just all over the place. Mm-mm-mm. Then we have this. What's that girl? Alba, the girl that looks like the Olive Garden server, the one with the black suit and the little white shirt from Olive Garden. Again, I call it Olive Garden wear. She looks like she works at Olive Garden. Why is she in NXT and on SmackDown? Again, what happened to the brand split? So it doesn't make sense. Dewdrop, she could be dominant, but again, her credibility has went down the hill. Then Zelina Vega, the smallest girl, didn't she beat her ass? So again, we supposed to take this big girl serious who got beat by I'm sorry, Zelina. Yeah, they keep increasing the price and stuff. At this point, it's going to be a luxury for us to watch. It will be a luxury for us to watch WWE with all these streaming in. I did just say before a couple of minutes ago. Remember, I said this is going to be the future of wrestling streaming. So again, if YouTube is going to be the place we have to watch old stuff, again, we have to stream it. Again, it was on Peacock streaming. Again, ESPN streaming. Again, HBO Max streaming again, Tubi, Evolve streaming again, OVW, Fight TV again streaming. Everything is streaming these days. Oh yeah, good luck for it. I'm glad that you have that because I don't pay for that. I just turn it down and I start doing some dishes because like every 2 minutes they have an ad. But no, good for you. Is it worth it? Is it worth the $10? How much is it? Who? Oh, I'm like, who's gonna be released? Oh my god, that's some tea. Are you talking about the Street Profits? I'm like, who's she talking about? Then I had to look at your old. Yeah, I mean, hang it up, flat screen. Didn't Nicki Minaj say that in her song "Roman's Revenge"? Hang it up, flat screen. That's one of my favorite songs. Rub like a dungeon dragon. Hang it up, flat screen. And that's what they need to do with the Street Profits. It's getting old. This B-Fab. I thought she was going to do her own little push, but I guess she's back to that manager role again. They don't know what to do with half these people. One day she's wrestling on Evolution. She's wrestling on SmackDown. She's trying to get the U.S. title, and then she's been mentioned sometimes trying to wrestle, and then sometimes she's just a manager and she doesn't even want to wrestle. She just wants to manage. And be the manager of the Street Profits. So, girl, what do you want to be at this point? And if that's the case, why didn't they let Scarlett do that? She's a wrestler. Why didn't they have her be a manager slash wrestler all in one? I will say with Scarlett and Karrion, it's starting to become really fake to me. I don't know if it's a work, but it's becoming A, maybe it's fake, or B, maybe it's desperate. But I don't know which one it is at this point because with Karrion Kross, I hear you guys. I hear you guys saying my name. Really? That'd be like anybody else that got released, and they're like, "I hear you guys yelling my name, y'all." Who does that? They're either grieving because they really got released, so they're trying to digest what happened. B, they may not even be watching because they just got released a week ago, so they may not even want to watch WWE because they just got released. Why would they want to watch? They just got fired. So again, I don't know. This doesn't make sense. Seems very, very scripted for their reality show next season. Um, unscripted, unreal, whatever they call it. Dewdrop sucks. I mean, she's good with her slams. I do like that, but doesn't go anywhere other than that. I mean, I agree. I don't know if they have anything more for her. They did release her partner. Really hasn't been anything since for her. Yeah, I mean, if they get released, that's going to be something, a hard pill for Bianca Belair to swallow. Her still being the main event. I feel like maybe in 5 years or maybe after she has a kid, yeah, she's still gonna be in WWE because they do really appreciate her and they really do like Bianca Belair. But I will say this: Montez Ford has never been on the same pedestal as his wife when it comes to WWE. WWE has always liked Bianca Belair a little bit better, has always pushed her a little bit better. She's not in the tag team for a reason because they see her as a solo star. With him, I don't think they see that for him. He does have his moments where he jumps off the cage and he's all celebrating his moment, getting the crowd to love him, but it doesn't lead to anything. But I can see a lot of jealousy going through if I was the husband and I was the husband of Bianca, because she's doing her thing, you know it has to sting a little bit. Let's just be real. It got to sting a little bit now. Like, well, damn, you always pushing her, always giving me some bullshit, or I'm not getting booked at all. Yet you're giving her WrestleMania moments, titles, while I'm just sitting here doing nothing. Yeah, I think Triple Mania will be good. Cross is not going anywhere. Exactly. I dress as a woman. I'm gay. Okay, do you, baby? Do you, baby? How are you? I like her. I like her sassiness. I kind of like what she said to Tiffany when she said, "Where is Julia?" And she was like, "Julia is busy, and either you're with us or you against us." So I like her sassiness and what she's bringing. No, just like Aston, Austin Theory is not either. Frank. Yeah, allegedly Naomi is injured from a scooter accident, but allegedly she may be pregnant. So we will find out on Monday Night Raw the status of her women's championship. Will she have to give it up because she's pregnant and she got knocked up? Or will she have to give it up because she had this scooter accident that's going to put her on the shelves for a little while? And then she's going to get knocked up while she's on the shelf. So it's gonna get her either way. She's gonna get knocked up. She's gonna get knocked up. She's already knocked up, already pregnant. That's why she's giving up the title. That's why they're being very secretive because she wants to announce to herself that she's pregnant. Or maybe she does have this scooter accident. She has to give up her title. She needs to be at home for 2 months, and then while she's at home, oh by the way, I just became pregnant, so I'm not coming back for a little while. Yes, he does push certain people. It's very apparent, very, very apparent. Yeah, if they ever bring that back, they would have to bring Serena back. I think she's in AEW, and Luke Gallows wasn't that who was also part of it, aka Festus. Wasn't he Festus at one point? Yeah, I liked I liked when Angela Dawkins was Garrett on the TV show. What? That's a superstar. That was my show. No, is that the one from the girl from Ugly Betty, where they were like at a fake Walmart? Because if that was it, I don't remember him that show. Because that used to be me and my mama's show. Because I used to watch Superstore, if that is the show you're talking about. Because we used to love Ugly Betty, and she was the main character. I even watched Blockbuster, that TV show on Netflix, because it kind of was like Superstore, I think. Let me see if this is the show you're talking about. If you do this, and I didn't, okay, so Superstore, I remember, but he must have not been a main character. 'Cause I remember the main characters. I remember the Caucasian guy. I remember the girl that would get pregnant. I don't remember Angela Dawkins, so let me look. Oh my goodness! Don't play with me. No, I don't think that's him. If that's him, don't play with me. You play too much. Who's the actor? Okay, the actor is Colton Dunn. You got me on that one for a minute. I was about to say he is not the black guy in the wheelchair. That is somebody else. But they could look like him. They kind of look alike. I will say that. You almost got me on that one. You almost got me on that one though. But that is a different actor, Colton Dunn. Wait a minute. 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 You could be right. No, that's a different person. I was about to say what is his real name, but yeah, that does not look like him when you do a double take. I have an issue with Triple H, Tony Khan separately how they run things. Yeah, it's just like they have their own issues with both companies. That's why I said again, I want both. I want all companies to shine. Wrestling to be good in general, where more people start to watch it. Just not okay. We want AEW to shine and be the best. Okay, we want WWE the best to be the best. Okay, we want TNA to be the best. We want all of them to shine in their own right, and we want more people to become fans of wrestling at this point. I thought that was the main goal as a wrestling fan. But I guess that's not really the goal. We always want just one thing to be the best product. They all compete against each other. It's going to be the small 2 million people that watch the shows. Those 2 million people, it's just going to be what we want to be the best. We're going to argue, no, this show is better. No, that show is better. No, this company is better. Instead of us all just watching the shows or having our favorites and hoping that all shows do well so we have more wrestling fans. I mean, maybe if we bring more people, it will get less expensive, but no, it may be more greed. Once they get more people watching, they're going to get a little bit more expensive. Okay, we was charging $30 for ESPN, but now we got 2 more million people that's watching wrestling, so now we're going to charge $34.99. Oh, we got a little bit more people. Now we're going to charge $38.99. That's how they're going to get. No, you did get me. I'm gonna give you that one because you did get me. When I saw him, I was like, "Oh, I remember him," because it's been a while since I watched it. Again, I don't even watch Blockbuster. That was a show on Netflix. If you did not watch that, that was kind of like Superstore. Same thing. Them running Blockbuster, seeing the background, seeing them run the store. That's why I like Superstore. Kind of them running Walmart, which I admit you can call me a hood rat if you want. I like me Walmart. I grew up going to Walmart with my grandpa, going grocery shopping, getting excited when the video game section came and you grabbed your Crash Bandicoots or your Here Comes the Pain. I always loved Walmart because I would get my video games. My grandpa would get it for me, but still go there for my groceries sometimes. I go there to walk around, see what it's like, see the magazines, see the new electronics, look at the beds, look at the clothes, look at the makeup. Just Walmart. I do love Walmart. But again, you can call me a hood rat if you want. Because I do know that they have a lot of fights at Walmart, but I do like wrestling, but I don't want to be part of that. Did watch um, a documentary at Walmart. uh, I even worked at Walmart at one point. I worked at Layaway. Quit that job when someone spat on me when I said they had to put down a down payment. Yes, I guess they know how layaway works. You got to put something down for us to lay it away. So they spat on me. I walked away, clocked out. That was my last day working at Walmart. Introduction in the wheelchair, but watch other wrestling shows too. Did you watch wrestlers on Netflix? Let me see if I did. There's so many shows at this point. Like I would have to relook to see what that is. Let me look. And that's the other thing about wrestling. Now we have all these like other wrestling shows. We have WoW that's on Paramount, Netflix. Then we have A&E, the rivalry shows. Then we have LFG, the Netflix Unfiltered. Then we have Stephanie McMahon, her podcast. You can watch that. Then you can watch Cody Rhodes' podcast. Then you can watch Busted Open. It's just so much content with wrestling. Like if you're really a wrestling fan, you would never get bored. Oh, that was about OVW. See, I had to recall what that was. Yeah, I did see that. I did like the blonde girl. Wasn't her and her mama kind of getting into it? Her mama worked in OVW too, and they had a little feud, right? I remember her. I remember the blonde girl the most, and I remember how they were trying to make OVW shine. I haven't even watched the first season, and I do know a lot of people are hating on Michelle McCool because her privileges for being married to Undertaker. They're mad that she replaced Mickey James, but I'm not that mad because why don't they have 2 female judges like they have 2 male judges? They have 3 male judges and 1 female. Why do they have to rotate the female judge? You don't rotate the males, so make it fair. But still in 2025, they still treat them different, the women. This is a judge. We're having a judge panel. We have male and women. Instead of having 2 women and 2 men, we will have 3 men and 1 woman. And if we want to change the woman judge, we will get rid of the 1 woman and bring in a different one. We're not going to get rid of the men, though. We're going to keep their asses every season. But the woman, okay, Mickey, you're good for this season. Okay, Michelle, you can come. Okay, we'll give you 2 seasons because you with Undertaker, so just to make him happy, right? Okay, you did your 2 seasons. Okay, Nikki Bella, you can come for a season now. Okay, now we're gonna get rid of you, Nikki Bella. Okay, Trish Stratus can come for this season. Okay, now we're gonna get rid of you. Now Lita can still be the judge, and then we're gonna still have the 3 male judges. Never got replaced at all. So they're still doing that half-ass treatment with the women, and I'm just calling it out as how I see it. Because again, why do we have to rotate the one woman judge? Silly. And silly how I had to go back and see what show you were talking about because there's so much context. And why I care because I just told you why I care because they're not treating the women the same. Why do you care that I care? Again, I just gave you an example. They have 3 men and 1 woman, yet they're all about equality. That is not equality if you only have 3 men that are on the show all the time judging and you only have 1 judge that is a woman. How is that equality? So that's why I care. Stop making these statements on women wrestlers and how it's all equality, but we have these examples where it's all bullshit. But if that's the explanation you wanted, you have it, Manny. That's why I care. Okay, so because women's wrestling, evolution, we care about the women, yet we only have 1 judge for the women, where it's about male and females. Right. That's why it took y'all 7 years to have a new evolution. Okay, we have something wrestling news. CO Booker T believes fewer WWE house shows could lead to more injuries. I guess he means if they're not wrestling on a daily basis at this point, because it's not a weekly basis. Because if you're getting booked and busy, you're wrestling on a weekly basis. But I guess a daily basis at this point. See, I gotta like yeah, it's a double-edged sword. It's good and it's good. It's good and it's good and it's bad in so many different ways. It says giving guys and girls a little bit more time off. I think that's a good thing. Being able to spend a little bit more time with your family. That's a good thing. However, he conscious that additional time away from the ring comes with its own set of challenges that the current roster will need to navigate. But the boys are going to have to still be able to balance the time off. Time off is your worst enemy. He said that's what they're going to have to balance. Okay, usually I don't agree with his takes because I think Booker T is a butt licker who only cares about what WWE wants to hear because he wants to get that check and he has a daughter to take care of, so he's just butt licking what they say. But this one, I do understand where he's coming from because um, you have to remember the generation he came from. He came from that generation where they have that, so I do understand where he's coming from. Yeah, I agree, Frank. I mean, they're not really getting promoted that much. I can see what you mean, 6. But this was kind of like a last minute thing with Evolution. They announced it, 3.5 weeks before the show. And it was during the weekend of an AEW pay per view. And it was the same weekend as Saturday night's main event. Another pay per view or special edition. So they didn't really give them that much time to shine, Evolution, because again, you had an AEW pay per view going on and I think you had an NXT pay per view that went on the day before, and you had main event that went on Saturday night's main event, and you had Evolution. I mean, weren't they even giving out discounts if you got both shows that weekend? So again, it was kind of like a back thought, I would say. It happened, but there was so much more that was going on that didn't really get promoted. I know of him. I didn't grow up watching him. I will say I respect what he did for the business, and I do know a lot of his highlights of his career. I would say that. So I don't know much about his career in depth, but the highlights and him being a babyface, I will say I respect what he's done for the business. What he did in his personal life, it happened. I will say that. I don't agree with the remarks, but I'm not a type of person that likes to, I don't know, harp on it, especially if they're dead. I mean, he's dead at this point, so I'm not going to keep harping on it. Sad situation. He never got to. I don't know. I don't know. Did he ever upright apologize? I think he did. But again, a lot of people don't like him. A lot of people love him. I know who he is. I respect what he did for the business, and that's where I stand with him. So I can understand both sides. Okay, yeah, Evolve. I have not watched that, Frank. Right. I did say that at one point, and I didn't want to be so negative on this stream because I did say that at 1.6. I did say at this point, it seems like with the Evolution pay per view, they intentionally built it around Saturday night's main event and did not promote it because this was going to be the excuse. It didn't sell well, so why do we have to do a new one? It didn't sell. But, well, you didn't fucking promote it. You promoted it with another pay per view that was going on the same weekend. So, and you didn't even give them a full month to promote the pay per view. So, again, could be self sabotage because they don't want to do it. I know the women want it to be a yearly thing. Child boo, they not doing that. You'd be better saying it should be every other year. But if you mean a yearly thing, no. But every other year, I can see that happening. Uh, who is on my screen on I wanted to make sure who was on my thumbnail. I was like, okay, we have Naomi. We already talked about the pregnancy. She said, I don't want to be accused of a clickbaiter. Like, damn, you have Naomi, but you didn't even mention her. So we already said what might happen to her. We'll see Monday. Ace Austin, AEW, signed that contract. He will be on Collision versus Ricochet. Natty is doing a lot of good things. I will say she's doing a lot of things on the indie circuit. I do like that one song something to tell you. What's that little rock song she's coming out to? I like that badass Natty's, the kind of the Natalia that looks like the UFC. I like that. I like that black suit she be wearing. I like how she throws down. She's still a technical wrestler at the end of the day. She came from the Hart Dynasty, so she is a technical wrestler. She could even go into her 50s. I think she is someone that could go into her 50s. Again, she has no kids at this time. I don't think she plans on having any children. Again, we don't know if that's a personal choice or we don't know if that's something that she may not be able to have kids of her own. So maybe that's why she doesn't have any. But that being said, she is a wrestler. She grew up with it. She has a lot to give the business. And that being said, they could push her a little bit more. Why not give her the tag team championship with Maxine? Yes, you're giving Natty another tag. You're giving her another championship reign. I mean, the last time she was champion was with Tamina when she was a tag team champion. So it sucks she can't get a mid card title or a women's championship title. But let her show Maxine. Come on, baby. Let me show you how to wrestle, baby. And let's have these women's belts. I mean, who is the champion right now? I had to think. Oh, Charlotte and Alexa. I mean, that could be a good feud. Maxine, her getting gold as a tag team champion, that being her first title, that's not a bad thing, being a tag team champion, especially with a veteran like Natalia. I was just watching Total Divas the other night. That's kind of ironic. I was watching Total Divas. That was my show. I have no shame. I have no shame at all. Oh, thank you about the MD, about the nails. I'm about to get them redone. And actually, Monday, it's the new cat eye. That's what they're doing. It's cat eye. So, yes, I'm going to get a new color cat eye. This is what it is. It reminds you of marble almost. But thank you. But let's see. If there's anything else wrestling news? Allegedly, they want to compete against AEW Double or Nothing by having WWE have a pay per view the same day, and they wanted Brock Lesnar and John Cena to main event that to counter AEW. Again, I don't know what's going on with WWE wants to be that petty. Who knows? Again, is TNA even really somebody they want to help, or is that someone that they want to use to help them? That's the question you have to ask yourself. So we have some, and soon I'm about to get off of here. I've been live for over an hour, but you know, once I get the gossip in, I got to gossip. By the way, you can always like and follow, subscribe. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. I will post one more video this weekend, so this is not going to be the last time you see me, guys. I will post one more video this weekend, so I'm not done. But we do have Devon Dudley buries the hatchet with Dixie Carter at Hulk Hogan's funeral. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. The recent memorial service of late Hulk Hogan brought together figures from Wrestling World for WWE. for WWE. I always like Dixie Carter. When you think about TNA, you do think about her. She was kind of like a mini Stephanie McMahon, but her own Stephanie McMahon. She was her own character. I will say that. You wanted to compare her to Stephanie, but you always wanted them to cross paths. This would have been perfect. Like they would have had that shit back then, that TNA and WWE, when TNA was in their prime and WWE wanted to work together with the second biggest company at the time on Spike TV, and they wanted wrestling to shine. That would have been great, right? That would have been great to have that crossover shit. Stephanie McMahon, boo, I run WWE. You thinking you run TNA? Honey, WWE's better than TNA. And then these two broads go back and forth with their little slaps. But let's read this. Speaking on the Ducks Love Wrestling podcast, I guess he has a podcast or somebody else does. Devon revealed that he spoke with Dixie Carter at the service for the first time in years. He explained that he was finally able to let go of the negative feelings that he had been holding onto regarding past issues with the old TNA Regma. That's what me and Dixie were talking about because I hadn't seen her in years. It was kind of like a reunion. You know, it was it was what's the word? I'm looking for hard feelings that it might have had, or the company during that time was all washed away, you know. And again, I say it wasn't the new regime of TNA. It was the old regime. Okay, can we talk about where they were great? And you know, I was just happy that I was able to let that go and be good with Dixie again because I really enjoyed Dixie. I really enjoyed her company. We talked, we laughed, we joked, and we said, you know, we shouldn't. It shouldn't be things like this that brings us together. We had more good times than we did bad times. Oh wow, that does hit. That could go with anybody in life, and I do like that. I may start to use that. You know, we shouldn't. It shouldn't be things like this that brings us together. We have more good times than we did bad times, which is true. When people fall off, they have disagreements. They hold grudges for years. They don't want to speak to that person for years. Then 10 years, 5 years, 4 years go by, maybe even that. And then you're like, damn, all these years went by. Now we talking about the issue. We laughing, we giggling, but damn, we let 5 years, 10 years go by. Now we both old as hell when we could have just talked this through months later. I'm in Michigan. Yes, love it, digital. Yes, I am. So if you thought that was going to hurt my feelings, it didn't. But like I was saying, I am getting off soon. We've been talking over an hour. I will say thank you guys for coming. Again, you guys will see me one more time this weekend. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. All right, let me say bye to a couple people like usual before I go. Oh, we did have some comments. And B, it was nice talking to you. Bill, I know you was hating, so who cares? You still came. Alfie, I don't know what you was talking about. Chris, it was nice talking to you about WCW. Oh, okay, Chris, you was talking about some rent. I didn't even see what you was talking about, asking about $100. I didn't even know that. Up front with Keith, it was nice talking to you. O's 156 was talking. It was nice talking to you. I know you asked me about LeBron. AB, I don't know what he was talking about again, but nice talking to you, I guess. I didn't even see what Chris Smith said about I'm 40, the only new wrestler I like is John Cena. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just now seeing this, Chris. But nice talking to you. You like Macho Man and Ric Flair. I do apologize. I missed your comment. He probably laughed and said, fuck you. You ain't even responding to me. I'm sorry. Frank, nice talking to you as usual. To be you too. I don't know. I don't know what the real eyes for. MB again. We had two cool just asking about me. I guess we had Bill Monko that was calling me the headhunter because they called me the original throat goat. I don't know where that came from. Who's talking about me online? It has been a flip since Rock left. Again, that was Frank. Okay. I'm just trying to say hi to some people. Okay. Sits outdoors. I hope you enjoyed your birthday. I hope you enjoy it. Josie, nice talking to you. You were talking. Raw and Reckless Reload, nice talking to you. Thank you, Jaquel. Thank you, bro. My real life brother, for coming. Daniel, was nice talking to you. John, again, I don't know what he was talking about. Something about an act, and then he wanted to throw shade like 10 seconds later, so I don't know what he was talking about. Audrey, thank you. That was the one that gave me a compliment. Again, this is my natural face. I'm not wearing makeup today, but I do have a tan. Maybe that's what's different. My tan. Maybe a lot of people thought I'm wearing bronzer because I have a tan. I was in the sun last weekend. So maybe that's what it is. Raisin boy who kept wanting me to say daddy or call him daddy or ask me if I want to fight my father. Thank you for coming. I'd just like to say hi to Kay. I guess it was nice talking to you. King Frogger, again, thanks for your comments. I do know you say something about frogs and stuff. I don't know. Caesar, it was nice talking to you. CZAR. Okay, am I caught up yet? Because I need to get Nadri, thank you for the compliment about the hairstyle. Marty, I don't know what you were talking about. I do apologize. But thank you for your comment. Chris Galagos, thank you so much for your comments. Nice talking to you. I don't want to miss. I just like talking, saying bye to those that support it. The haters, I really don't care to say nothing to them. Okay, Blurb, it was nice talking to you. You said your favorite WWE wrestler. Thank you. Tiller, call me Charlie, but thank you. Joe was just hating, so we ain't gonna say nothing to him. So let me see. I think I caught up with the people that I wanted to say bye to. Those that were watching that were silent, thank you. Okay, I think I'm all caught up. Six Junior was nice talking to you and your opinions. I know. Okay, now we have this Faye. Yes, I am. I mean, oh my God, you like blowing this chat up. You got your answer. Okay, Mel. Okay, so I'm getting off at this point. This is a lot of spamming. But if you want to know more about me, you can subscribe. But this is Marquel's World, all things pro wrestling news and my life. I will be back with another video this weekend. You can click on my link tree on my YouTube channel. It has my Snapchat, Instagram, X. I'm on TikTok. I post as well. I post on TikTok. So again, my link tree. If you guys ever want to DM me, I mean, you guys have a lot of questions, so you might as well DM me since you have all these damn questions. Oh, 2000s mesh, you a baddie. Thank you for that. Thank you. I try to keep up in shape. I go to the gym 5 times a week, but thank you. I don't molest kids. Well, I'm not a child, baby. I'm 29, so I'm not a child. So I am 29. If you think I'm one, maybe because I weigh 132. I'm 5'10", 132, but no, baby, I am grown, got my own place, got my own everything. So not a child here, but thank you again. Thank you, 2000 Mess. Again, my link tree is on my profile. Please like, follow, subscribe. This is Markel's World, all things pro wrestling news and my life. I'll see you guys on the next video, YouTube. Peace.